What up, boys? Manny Sosa back with another one. And I've been doing a lot of thinking lately as to what are my top 5 favorite hip hop artists of all time. I think I may have come up with the greatest 5 in no order. In 2024, we have been able to see the influence of rappers who came out in the early 2000s, of course 90s, and now even the 2010s. These artists that came out when I was in high school are now teetering legend status in hip hop. Example, Travis Scott. With that being the case, I'm really sick of that generic top 5 of Biggie, Jay, Nas, Eminem, plus one. That list is the most mainstream, does not keep up with what is really moving the culture forward type of person. That answer comes from someone who still listens to the music they came to love when they were 16 and refuses to think that anything new could possibly be better than what they think their nostalgia-tainted opinion tells them is. I refuse to be that way. As a high-level music listener, I will now present the top 5 artists of all time in no order. First is Kanye West. Kanye is the leader of the Revenge of the Nerds in hip-hop. You no longer had to be straight. You could be conscious and make it to the top. You could be conscious and still ratchet. Kanye opened the door for just about every subgenre of hip-hop to come after, including Drake and Kid Cudi. Next, to me, is Lil Wayne. Wayne is the beginning of drugs taking over the sound. He essentially created one of the next most influential artists in Young Thug, and to me, he balanced East Coast punchline rapping with song making, southern swag, and autotune in a way that has not been done since. Young Thug is probably the closest since. Next for me is Biggie Smalls. I always liked Biggie more than Pac as an appreciator of technical bars, more than just insightful content. Biggie is the forefather of the kind of rap that is my favorite, aggressive, lyrical street rap. Next is Jay-Z. Influence being one of my main criteria for this list, can't leave him off. The reasoning is pretty self-explanatory. He checks every box from inside and outside of music influence, and also has really aged with grace. There's very few rappers that are going to put out an album as good as 444 from someone as old as Jay-Z is. Finally, rounding out my top 5 hip-hop artists of all time, Future. Influence is one of my main criteria for this top 5. From his inception in hip-hop till now, Future's influence is in damn near every rapper, especially if you use autotune, which is most rappers. So many rappers sound like Future, you are lying to yourself. If you saw the guy who made the hook for Racks on Racks, becoming one of the most influential and prolific artists of this current generation. This spot could also be interchangeable with Young Thug or Chief Keef, as those three are the blueprint for much of modern hip-hop today, but Future to me precedes them a bit, making him round out my top 5. To me, this is the most balanced top 5 of all time. It balances the old favorites that many refuse to move for years, while adding those that old school loyalists refuse to deservingly move up. Debate me in the comments.